Let's talk about Jalen Hurts. 333 yards, touchdown in the air, plus 57 more yards, 2 more TDs on the ground. The Eagles just decimate the Vikings 24-7, Marshall. And you love this kid.
I do. And I listen, I don't want to anoint him, but just the distance traveled, where he came from, what he went through, all the winning at Alabama, then having to take a back seat, transferring to go to Oklahoma, winning there, then coming into to Philly. I mean, you can't come into a more difficult fan base. And, Sirianni taking over. And he's such a humble presence. And he's working his butt off, and you can see it. Like, I saw it last night, under pressure, staring down, like, the rush, making throws, leading his team. He has, put it like this, there'll be no clause in his contract for studying. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because he's proven to people, what do I have to do to get to the next level? Let me do that. And I just, the sky's the limit for him. And I like what Philly has done and put what they put around him. Going to get A.J. Brown, that's like offensive line. Like, you just let Jason Peters go. That don't happen, and you get better.
Let's talk about that team. Let's talk about the game last night. What did you see that impressed you other than just a total rout? Defensively,
and hey, listen, here's the knock. Let's not pretend like we don't understand. Kirk Cousins don't like the hot kitchen. He can't stand it. And that's what they did to him. Like, they made him play the way that he's capable of playing when the game's on the line and everything matters. They came out and they played with an intense mindset of, you're not going to do what you did last week. And so Slay did a really good job on Jefferson. Now, they let him get away with some things, but you do what you got to do. And kudos to him, that whole defense, the whole team, all three phases, they kicked butt. Like, they took it to the Vikings in all facets of the game. They beat him on offense, they beat him on defense, they beat him in special teams, and they beat him in the coaching box.
But Slay was everywhere, it looked like last night.
He was. And that's what you want. You want a guy that's going to take on, that's willing to take on that receiver. Jefferson came off one of the best games ever. One of the best games ever. And he was like, nah, I got him. I was impressed.
Are the Vikings, let's talk about this. This is what you were talking about, Chris. People love hyperbole and overreaction. So are the Vikings done? I mean, how good are the Vikings? I can't tell. You tell me how good they are.
They're as good as Kirk Cousins.
Right. Do you like Kirk Cousins as a quarterback?
If you like 8-8.
He's at sea.
If you like 9-8.
There's 17 games now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I was saying this to Rich last night.
I'm just saying, like, I love Kurt, and if your team is, if you have a really good team, then he's going to look like Pro Bowl-ish, and if you have an average team, then he's going to look average.
Would you call him a system quarterback? I mean, what is he?
I don't even know if you call him a system quarterback. It's just. I don't. When you look at guys in the league, I think about what Josh Allen did, or what a Mahomes would do, or what Jalen Hurts did. You're the reason your team win games, not you're a part of the win. Like these guys, Aaron Rodgers the other day, he was the reason his team won a game. It's like he's not just along for the ride. Kirk Cousins looks like he's along for the ride. He's not the reason the Minnesota Vikings are winning games.
It's kind of, what do you got, TJ? Something's in your head.
I was just going to say, Marshall, so he's not him, is what you're saying. Kirk Cousins ain't him.
Jalen Ramsey, he's him. Stephon Diggs, him. I want to ask him, what's him?
It was, I'm going to show you the difference. Matthew Stafford wasn't him on the Detroit Lions. And when he came to the Rams, he wasn't him. And midway through that season, he really wasn't him. But in the playoffs, he became him.
Is this going to be like the new light box where everyone's going to start throwing around him? It's like we we're talking earlier how all of a sudden
what does that mean?
The jargon is getting really deep. Everyone's using light box and everyone's going to be saying him. I want to know, is him 2022's version of?
I think it is.
He's the man?
Yeah. I think it is. And listen, if you're using it in the context of Matthew Stafford, everybody was questioning, was it the Detroit Lions or was it him?
But that's a negative him. That's like
you caught that. That was really good.
Oh, I came to play today, Marshall. I came to play.
I want to go back to the Eagles for a second, Marshall. Do you think this team can be a Super Bowl team based on what you saw last night and through the first 2 weeks? Everyone has them in their top five this week.
Let me say
Stephen
this.
A has them in the top 5 now.
I'm going to say this. Based on the way Jalen played, if he can play at that level consistently, and even if he dipped a little bit, if the defense played at the level that they played at, I mean that.
Yeah, he's not going to have 400 yards of total offense every week.
He's not. But I'm saying let's say he's in the 280, 250, 260. He's going to run for. He's going to always athletically get you yards with his legs. The question is, can the defense hold up? What's going to happen? And this is always it. What's going to happen when it's Philly score, they score, Philly score, can he keep up with the pace? If they play at Tampa and Tom comes out and score the first 3 drives,
right?
Can he score the first 3 drives and buy his defense time? That's what you need. That's the question. He has to get them to that level. I don't know. I'm not going to say he's not there yet because I haven't seen him. I can't take it away from the kid.
Right.
Based on what I saw, listen, yes, they have a chance, but that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to answer to a Tom Brady, to an Aaron Rodgers, that I don't care how good your defense is. They can come down in first 3 drives, put up 21, and guess what you have to do? You have to match that to give your defense time enough to help you.
Yeah, I think we're going to look at the Philly schedule real quick. I mean, you throw it up there. They win the first 2 games, and now they have very winnable games here going into the bye week. Like, there's no reason why they can't be 6-0 heading into the bye.
Yeah, it's there for them. Now I'm gonna go to week 6. That's always a tough game. I don't care who the quarterbacks are.
Yeah, week 6 home for Dallas.
Yep, that Dallas game is good. That's always tough for Philly. And
even coming out of the bye, we don't know what Pittsburgh's going to look like week 8.
We don't.
It should be Kenny Pickett time by then, I would imagine.
We don't. But I'm not going to go. I'm not going to pass up week 4. There's something going on in Jacksonville.
You like it?
There's something going on in Jacksonville. They're what they did the other day. You know, that wasn't just the Indianapolis Colts. You know, that wasn't just the Colts laying down.
And we've been talking about that a lot here. The biggest thing for Jacksonville, not Urban Meyer, is the head coach, you know, and you got a guy, Doug Peterson, speaking of the Eagles, been there, done that, won the big game, and it's just kind of a culture switch now, and we're really starting to see who Trevor Lawrence is as a quarterback because you really couldn't evaluate him last year.
And they have a lot of good pieces, man. They've been drafting early for a long time. They got a lot of good pieces. I wouldn't be surprised. And here's what I'm saying. For Philly, that's not just another win. Like, they're going to have to earn that one against Jacksonville because it's Doug.
Yeah. That game's going to mean a little bit more to him.
They're going to have to earn that one.
Yeah.